On a night where the moon hid behind thick, foreboding clouds, two friends, Papa and Panna, found themselves deep in the heart of a notorious jungle. The jungle was a place no one dared enter after dark, for it was said to be cursed, home to ghostly trees and a malevolent jinn that had haunted the area for centuries.
Disguising what's inside. Hearts pounding in our chests. Breathe quick and dive dark. In the jungle where we roam.
The wind howled through the dense foliage, making the twisted branches sway and groan like ancient creatures. The path ahead was barely visible, shrouded in shadows that danced menacingly in the moonlight. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, adding to the oppressive atmosphere. "Papa, are we sure we're going the right way?" Panna asked nervously, his voice barely above a whisper as they moved cautiously through the jungle. Papa, always the more adventurous of the two, nodded. "We have to keep going, Panna. There's no turning back now. But, have you heard the stories about this place?" His voice dropped to a hushed tone as if the very trees were listening. Panna swallowed hard, his eyes darting to the twisted trunks surrounding them. "Stories? What stories?" Papa glanced at Panna, his expression serious. "They say the trees in this jungle are haunted. Once, they were ordinary trees, but something evil took root here long ago. Now, these trees are cursed. They say the spirits of those who died in the jungle are trapped inside them, and at night, the trees come alive. If you listen closely, you can hear their whispers, warning you to leave or face their wrath." As if on cue, a gust of wind rustled through the trees, and Panna could swear he heard faint whispers carried on the breeze.
Dark shadows move so near. Whispers fill the air. Footsteps creeping slow. A chill beyond compare.
His heart raced, but he stayed close to Papa, who continued speaking, his tone growing more intense. "But that's not all, Panna. The jinn, it's the real terror of this place. The jinn is said to be a powerful and evil spirit, cursed to wander this jungle for eternity. It's invisible most of the time, but it can take on many forms. Sometimes a shadow, sometimes a voice that leads travelers astray. Once the jinn sets its sights on you, there's no escape." Panna's fear was palpable now. He could feel his heart pounding in his chest, the sound almost deafening in the eerie silence of the jungle. He tried to focus on Papa's words, but every crack of a twig, every rustle of leaves made him jump. "Papa, do you think the jinn is watching us right now?" Panna's voice trembled as he spoke. Papa didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stopped in his tracks, his eyes scanning the dark undergrowth around them. "I don't know, Panna, but we have to keep moving. The sooner we're out of this cursed jungle, the better." They began to run, their footsteps echoing through the stillness of the night. The jungle seemed to close in around them, the branches clawing at their clothes as if trying to hold them back. Papa kept talking as they ran, his voice a mixture of fear and determination. "They say the jinn can mimic voices, even the voices of those you trust. It lures you deeper into the jungle, away from safety, until you're completely lost. Some say it takes the form of a loved one to trick you into following it, but once you do, you're never seen again." Panna's breath came in ragged gasps, but he kept running, his mind racing with thoughts of the jinn. Every shadow seemed to shift and move, every sound was a potential threat. He could feel the weight of the jungle's curse pressing down on them, suffocating them with its ancient evil. "Papa, we need to get out of here," Panna cried, panic rising in his voice. "We're almost there," Papa assured him, though his own fear was evident. "Just keep running." The trees around them seemed to grow taller, their branches thicker and more menacing. The path they were on twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the jungle instead of out. Papa's words echoed in Panna's mind. Was the jinn leading them astray? Had they already fallen into its trap? Suddenly, the path opened up into a small clearing bathed in pale moonlight. For a moment, the oppressive darkness lifted, and they could see the edge of the jungle in the distance. Safety was within reach. We made it, Papa exclaimed, relief flooding his voice. But as they stepped into the clearing, a chilling laugh echoed around them, sending shivers down their spines. The trees swayed violently as if reacting to an unseen force. "It's the jinn," Papa shouted, grabbing Panna's arm. "Run!" With renewed fear, they sprinted toward the edge of the jungle. The laughter grew louder, and the air around them crackled with energy. The trees bent and twisted, reaching out with their branches, but Papa and Panna didn't stop. They pushed forward, their legs burning with the effort, their lungs gasping for air. Finally, they burst through the tree line and into the open field beyond. The jungle fell silent behind them, the oppressive atmosphere lifting as they left the cursed trees and the jinn far behind. Gasping for breath, Papa and Panna collapsed on the ground, their hearts still racing from the terror they had just experienced. The moon emerged from behind the clouds, casting a gentle light over them as they lay there, catching their breath. "Panna, we did it," Papa said, his voice shaky but relieved. "We escaped the haunted jungle." Panna nodded, too exhausted to speak, but grateful to be alive. They had faced the horrors of the jungle and lived to tell the tale, but they both knew that they would never forget the night they escaped from the clutches of the haunted trees and the malevolent jinn.
As they slowly made their way back to their village, they vowed never to return to the jungle after dark. Some places, they realized, were better left undisturbed.